Hola mis estudiantes super inteligentes. This lesson is all about estar, which means to be. We've kind of already learned estar when we learned como estás and como está usted. So those, remember, mean how are you? Are is a form of to be. That's how we conjugate to be in English is am and are. So that's what this lesson is all about. You might be confused right now because we've already learned how to say to be in Spanish. So remember, it's conjugated is, are, and am. We've already learned ser, so that's one way to say to be. However, since Spanish is different than English in many ways, they have two different ways to say to be, depending on the situation. Some example we've seen with ser so far is where people are from. So remember, ser plus de, yo soy de Nueva York. We've learned relationship, so what types of people someone is. So nosotros somos estudiantes. We are students. We said things like that already. And then describing personality and physical traits. So ustedes son altos. La chica es inteligente. This is once again how to conjugate ser in case you forgot. So this is exactly the rules for when to use estar, when to use ser. So if you want to either copy them down now or after I'm done talking about them, either time would be fine. For estar, we have a rhyme. For how you feel and where you are, always use the verb estar. So first two situations you use estar instead of ser. One is for how you feel, the other is where you are. Then for ser, we have an acronym, doctor. For when to use ser. So we have describing, so that would be like our physical traits. You can describe personality. So we already did that in Unit 1, Lesson 2, when we were, when you had to say like ella es alta, él es bajo. Origin is where people are from. So that's when we did ser plus de. So like yo soy de Peoria. Careers would be jobs. Some careers you probably know already would be maestros. And that's really the only one we know so far. Time and date. So remember es, la, son, las for time are all forms of ser. When you're saying the date, like es domingo, for instance, then you'd use ser as well. Ownership is possession. So if I want to say it is my pen, I would use ser as well. And then last one, relationship. Could be family relationships, friends. For that. So you can also see that I've labeled these as temporary versus permanent. When we use estar, it's usually a temporary condition. So for instance, if I were to dye my hair blue for just Halloween, I would use estar to say my hair is blue because it's not always going to be blue. However, if I wanted to say my hair color in general, like my hair is brown, then I'd use ser because it's permanently brown. So things like how you feel, where you are, change easily. These things, not so much. So that's why I label them as permanent. Here's a few examples. She is happy. That would be estar for feelings. She is nice. That would be ser for describing. She is from Peru. Ser for where people are from or origin. She is tired. Estar for how you feel. She is in Peru. Estar for location, and she is a parent would be ser for, you could argue, career or relationship. So finally, estar is an irregular verb. You can notice that on the yo form there's a y at the end. That's not a regular AR ending. A lot of them are regular AR endings, which will make it a little easier to memorize. However, notice these accent marks on estás, está, and están. And estáis, which always has it. So what happens is there's other words in Spanish, like está and estás. Those can also mean this. So we have to put accent marks on you are, he is, she is, you are, so that way they are spelled differently than the Spanish word for this. So if you forgot what the boxes are, I have the Spanish pronouns on here and the English translations, if you never learned them before. So here's a few examples with estar. So I could say where these people are. Las chicas están en la escuela. They're always going to be in a school, so I used estar. And then las chicas están contentas, for how they are. For how you feel and where you are, always use the verb estar. Then you can also notice I use en for in. They are at the school, because when you're at a place you use en. So that's everything for this video. By now you should know that there's 2 ways to say to be in Spanish, both ser and estar. Hasta luego.